Last week was something else. I don't know. I don't know. That last week was just something else. So this week, I think we are. I think let's look at what this week is going to look like. But last week was not profitable for me. I didn't have a profitable week last week, and I think the reason was because of like I think I mentioned Monday something happened very unusual. The chart was the price, the market price was very 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 constrained and really packed, right? A very short distance could be giving you 700 pips. So you don't even know where to put your stop loss safe. Mostly when you're trading gold. I'm talking about gold. I dropped a content on. We're currently running a content on us being the best broker, and of course, it's not just a content. It's actually facts. It's reality, right? EBC is actually the best broker in Africa, in the world right now. And in Nigeria, there is no other broker. I keep saying it. There's no other broker that can beat their hands in their chest to say they are operating purely book A. Everybody have seen what SNES dropped last week, where they said that they are no longer supporting gold trading. Not just SNES, a lot of other brokers like that, XM and a lot of them, they're already reducing leverage to almost nothing. Till further notice, because of the fact that the risk on them is very high when traders are trading gold. For us here, we don't, what's our business? You trade gold is going directly to the liquidity provider, nothing concern us. We are only the middleman between you and the market, which is how it's supposed to be. So we make money only from spread, right? So I dropped the contents on this, I think last week. And somebody came to the comment section and said, I was talking about the fact that gold has moved over 100,000 pips in the last 3 months or 4 months. And the person said, I should stop exaggerating. I wish it was my personal account. I would have known what I would have told him, but I just kept quiet. In one day, sir, last week, go and check. On Monday alone last week, gold moved over 20,000 pips. Just one day. We're talking about 3 months. In fact, I am underselling it. In 3 to 4 months, if you check the number of movement that gold has moved up and down, is way more than 100,000 pips. We're talking about just one day. We're talking about over 20,000 pips in one day, up and down. So it's very 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 critical that we understand that the market is very volatile now, very extremely volatile. Mostly when you're trading gold, you're trading D30 or these major volatile instruments, either stocks, index, or even silver. Silver, there's been a very massive movement on silver also, up and down, right? And there's a lot of conspiracy theory that is suggesting that the economy of the United States, not just the economy now, there are some, we call them institutions that are actually manipulating the market. One of these institutions, allegedly was JP Morgan. They were talking about JP Morgan all throughout last week. They were on the media, mostly for silver. You can do your research on all this. So we need to understand that we are in a time right now that we need to pay attention. You cannot just be a trader and you're not paying attention to global news. You cannot just be a trader and you're not paying attention to what is happening around you. Mostly in major economies that controls, the liquidity in the market. You need to begin to pay attention. It's very, very, very critical right now. All right. Now, that being said, what we're looking at right now happened, I think, last year. But we're experiencing it again right now. Last year, around November or December, I can't remember correctly, between those 2 months, NFP, we didn't get NFP on the normal day, which is supposed to be the first Friday of every month, right? We had it on a Tuesday, if I remember correctly, right? And the same thing is happening this month. And that's to tell you that this month is going to be a very unusual month. We're having NFP on the 11th, which is Wednesday, right? Today is 9. Okay, so tomorrow is 10, Wednesday is 11. So we're going to be having NFP on Wednesday. Unlike the normal, we're supposed to have it last week, maybe we're supposed to have it on the 6th, which was last week Friday, but we're going to be having it on Wednesday. So we're going to be having average hourly earning, non-farm employment change, and unemployment rates by Wednesday, 11th of February, all happening by 2:30. And guys, this is the good news. This is the announcement I want to make. We're going to be trading this live. It's going to be live. It's going to be live. We're going to be doing it live. And of course, as you are coming to this live, please don't even try to come with demo. I beg you. What you can do, see, we're going to be taking real risk. So take notes. We're going to be taking real risk. That will make money or we lose money, either of the two, right? When you're trading, you are dealing with the two sides of the coin. But what you can do for yourself is to take what I used to do. remember that I taught you this last 2 weeks. One of the ways you can actually deal with the phobia for risk is to separate a particular portion of your capital from your account to your trading account. So you can have 2, 3, 4, 5 accounts on your platform. I mean, on the EBC platform, 2, 3, 4 empty accounts, and then use one as your. I'm giving you a secret now. Use one as your savings account, or when I say savings account, where where you have your major capital. When you're making profit, you're moving profits from that account to that account, right? And then anytime you want to trade, volatile events like this, what you can do is to separate a portion of your capital. It could be any amount. It could be anything you are willing to risk, right? And then you put it there. So in your mind, that money is gone. That's in your mind. Fine, we're coming to make profit. We are hoping to make profits, right? But in your mind, don't forget about it, right? So that you can actually trade this with a very good trading psychology, because this is a volatile instrument, I mean volatile event, and we are expecting a lot. A lot is going to be happening on Wednesday, and we're going to be taking advantage of that price volatility, targeting between 20 to 50 pips on Euro USD, USJPY, and GBP USD, and targeting about 100 pips or more on gold, right? So make sure you don't come to that event with a demo account. Please, I beg you, don't even try it. Make sure you're coming with a real account and zero your mind. Don't come and zero your mind that you're coming to actually take some very good calculated risk. All right, it's very, very important that we take note of that. Now, that being said, it's going to be happening by 2 p.m. via Zoom. The Zoom link is going to be communicated to you with your account. I'm not going to be dropping the Zoom link on Telegram. I'm not going to be dropping it anywhere. I'm only going to be giving it to all account managers or business development managers. So if you don't have, I repeat, if you don't have an account manager, please reach out to them. Drop a comment on the comment box right now, and somebody is going to immediately respond to you. Somebody is going to immediately respond to you and tell you what to do to get your account, to get assigned one. All right. So, and of course, I'm going to be dropping this on the Telegram without the link. So, and of course, I'm going to be dropping the registration link for people who want to register to get an account manager so that they can get their link from their account manager. All right. So please, this is going to be an in-house event. I'm not looking for so many people. I'm not looking for people who are serious about this business, people who are ready to make money, and who are coming ready. All right. It's not going to be a demo event at all. At all. Okay, let's quickly move to the market right now and see what we can quickly do with the remaining time we have left. Now, there's a lot of things that's happening in the market. I would have loved for us to actually start by checking what is happening in the news. For those of you that don't know how to do this, let me just teach you how to do it. I hope you can see my screen though. I am currently, let me stop sharing and share again. So if one of the advantages of having the EBC platform is that you can log into the platform and use the platform to get a lot of information by going into what is called Market Boss, right? Market Boss is one of the trading tools. If you just go to under trading tools, you go to market analysis, you're going to see the Market Boss. Market Boss is a very, 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 very sophisticated analysis tool for people who want to trade with information, who want to trade and take informed decisions, right? So when you get to Market Boss, you can search for, personally, I trade gold most of the times. I am married to gold. I've been married to gold for some time now. So when you go to under precious metals, you can see energy, you can see metals. So I'm just going to search for gold. I think this is gold here. GC, and then we're going to get what's happening there. So you can see what's happening on gold. Global News Weekend at 6, Calgary, February 8th, blah, 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 and all that. So you can actually check more news. This is just one. We can go down and check more news in different language. You can see this is actually in for people who are in India. You can see this gold rush swamps to turn away bullion buyers. All right, so you can see silver and gold futures rally on global rebound. So a lot of news that has to do with the gold price. All right. Today is 9. You can see gold price today, February 9. Gold rate rise in Mumbai, Delhi, and all that, and all that, and all that. So you can get a lot of news about this. Now, if you look at this also gives you the most discussed topics. Exploration starts, price targets raised, price targets lowered, demo demand increase rather, camel supply increase, and all that, and all that. You can go down to really, really get a lot of information about this. Get a lot of information about this. Now, I can also go to the sentiments, and gold is currently trading around 4,945. I mean, 954. The sentiment currently is bearish. You can see the sentiment score though is low because this is 35 over 100, so it's a bit low, but it's bearish currently. The sentiment currently is bearish. This is the sentiment history. Maybe I'm going to take a day to actually teach us this. It's not going to be today though. We're going to be looking at this correctly and look at how we can actually take advantage of it, and what does high confidence means, what does low subjectivity means. Maybe we're going to take a day to really look at this, or maybe I will do it as a content and post it on our social media. So if you're not following us on social media, well, please go and follow us. We are EBC Nigeria everywhere, everywhere. TikTok, Telegram, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. EBC Nigeria. Let's quickly go to analyst insights and check gold and see what gold is doing, and then we're going to look at what the market is doing on the chart very quickly. I'm just showing us all this so that you know that you don't necessarily need to be here to actually do this analysis yourself. We have gone all the way to actually give you this analysis, and this has been what's it called? It's been updated almost every now and then. It's been updated almost every now and then. So you can see this was the analysis as at early this morning. And we can see what price what's given here. So as I tell you this morning, this was the analysis, and price of gold is said to be, is predicted to be bullish, with price moving up to $5,090 per ounce to $5,145 per ounce. Now, this is majorly on breakout strategy, which is very good because it gives you ample time to actually prepare and take that trade. But this is just to show for most of us who actually want to go this route and want to understand what price is doing. So this has given us some level of background for our analysis today as we begin to go into the market to actually check what's actually happening in the price, right? So for gold, I'm just going to be dropping this very quickly. Gold, we know what price has done. We saw this massive crash last week on gold, and this was said to be done due to the fact that there was a lot of course, I've been mentioning bubbles in the market for a long time. So finally, bubble popped last week, and we saw this push to the downside. And then price currently is correcting back and then moving the way it should move now. This movement was not normal. Now, price is respecting price action. It's moving the way it should move now. This is not a bubble. This is actually normal price action movements to the upside, right? So if you go to the 4-hour time frame and you look at this critically, you discover that on the 4-hour time frame, we are already getting, this was the last low. This was the last swing low. This is the current, this was the previous swing low. This is the current swing low. So if you check this low and this low is higher than this low, right? Even though, of course, this is actually happening inside, this is actually happening inside, inside this movement right? So this is not a breakout yet. This is not giving us any trend yet. This is happening inside this movement. So we are judging this based on these levels between 5,583 to 4,412. These are the two major levels that we are basing this on, right? So if you're looking at these two major levels, then we are saying that currently we are getting an upward trajectory to the upside. The only thing we need right now to confirm this upward trajectory is a higher high. And this is the reason why, if you check on the website, Analysis Insight is telling you to actually look for bullish trend and buying opportunities, because if this truly is a proper correction or price action movement to the upside, then we are going to be having a higher high. Price is bound to break this level of resistance and give us a higher high. If that happens, then we would have confirmed the fact that price is actually moving up, and then possibly would be getting either to this major level here. Before we see a major reversal, we could be targeting we could be targeting, sorry, excuse me, we could be targeting this point here or this point. But majorly, I know that if price gets to this point, there might be some very good reaction. And of course, price is not here yet. So of course, we are still expecting some reactions around this point. Probably a minor reaction before we see a major break, because this was the last point price got to before it went back down. So this is the second retest attempt of that particular region right now, which also means that price would most likely get to this point. And you can see that this place is very small. Let's go and look at the number of pips that we are looking at here. You'll be very surprised. And this is on the 4-hour time frame. This is 570 something pips. That's a lot of movement. That's a lot of movement, which means that between this point to this point is a lot of movement. Even on the 1-hour time frame, it's still looking very small. But I've told you that the price of gold right now, any little space is a lot of movement, because there's a lot of volatility. So you cannot really just say, oh, it's a little space. Let me just, do whatever I want to do and just take my price without looking at it properly. You are going to be really surprised at what you might be risking. All right. So on the 5 minutes time frame, we can see what price is doing right now. On the 5 minutes time frame, price is actually pushing back to this level of proven resistance, and of course we're expecting a breakout of that level. So guys, for gold, it's very simple. I would have actually normally, the stop loss for this trade actually is very high. That's why I'm not advising us to take it. Normally, if we enter a buy trade right now, our stop loss here would be too small. If we're risking about 113 pips here, trust me, to be too small. Price can come back to retest that point, as in very, very quickly, very fast, right? If we go way down here, that is too much. That's about 324 pips. That's a lot, all right? And I don't want us to take that risk. So what I want us to do on gold, rather, is to actually wait for a proper breakout. Let's wait for a proper breakout of this particular region. Yeah, and then we can now do a stop loss here. So our stop loss is just going to be around this point here. After price breaks this point, then this place becomes a very strong zone, and then we can actually begin to target this point. But a breakout of 5042.52 with a stop loss at 5026.01 is going to be a very, very good opportunity for us to actually look for a buy, right? So let's quickly go for ZAL USD. Gone are those days where you just look at gold and then you just jump in anyhow, and then you put your stop loss at 100 pips, and then your stop loss is very far, and you're like, they never bought the price where to get there. I can tell you, you will be surprised. Last week Monday was a major lesson for me. Now you can see it's going up. I told you, but like I said, it's not a good one. I don't think we should just jump in that way, because we can jump in and then get kicked out very fast. Now, our entry for this trade is actually, you see what price is doing. So that's why you need to enter very well. Our entry for this trade is going to be a close above 5042.52. 5042.52. Our SL for this trade, of course, is going to be at 5026.01. Please don't use a buy stop for this. Don't use a buy stop. Don't even try it. Just wait for this to happen and then you go into your trade. If it doesn't happen, just leave it. If you don't have time to check this, just leave the trade alone. All right. So this is my bias for gold. It's a buy preference. Our entry is above 5042.52. Stop loss is at 5026.01. Take profits at 5088.45. So once price breaks above this particular point, it's going to be a very good time for us to take a buy, and then our stop loss can be here. Our take profit is going to be way above here. We are going to be risking for this trade. Let me tell you your risk. If you're using a 0.01, our risk for this trade is something around $18. Yeah, for 0.01, $18, and we are risking $18 to make about how much? Let's say price breakout and closes here. About $38 plus. All right, so it's not bad. It's not bad. It's 1:2 point something. It's not bad at all. Anyway, let's quickly move to Euro USD. So Euro USD most of the times moves like gold. Last week I told us price was coming back to retest this particular region here. We can see what price is now doing, pushing away from that region. Last week we also took this trade and it was also in profit, and price is still, moving along that same line. So currently to just like what Euro USD, I mean, what gold is doing, most times gold, and not all the time though, but most of the times gold and Euro USD moves almost the same way or are almost doing the same thing. We can see price also trading along these two regions, and within this region, we're already seeing a higher high. So of course, with this higher high, we're expecting a higher low. This was the last swing low, so the next swing low now is going to be higher than this. Um, Currently, price is being restricted by this major point here. So if you look at this on the 1 hour time frame, you will see this clearly that price is being restricted by this major level of support. I mean, of resistance. So if we insert this right now, you can see that price is trading around this particular region right now. Okay, and this is looking good because we have seen multiple retests of these points. First one, second one, third one, and then this third one was very, very strong, ended as a pin bar, and then began to push up to the upside. If we saw this as at some few hours ago, we would have actually taken this trade. I think this was Friday. We have actually taken this trade as a buy, and then of course by now you would have been in very good profits. But nonetheless, this is not still over. Currently now price is pushing to this point. So this is what I want us to do on Euro USD, guys. We're going to be taking this trade using a buy limit. We're going to be doing a buy limit on Euro USD. We're going to be doing a buy limit on Euro USD. Please take note. We are doing a buy limit on Euro USD around this zone. Is price going to get here? I think so. Let's put it there. Our stop loss for this trade is going to be just here. So what's a buy limit? What we are saying is that price is coming back to retest. I say it's going to give us a higher low, right? So let me take this off. So what I'm trying to say now is this was the last low that we got, right? On the 1 hour time frame, this was the last low. Price is coming back right now to give us another low, and then we know that if price is coming back to give us another low, it's going to be coming to retest this particular point it has broken, right? So this is the last level that was broken by this Marubuzo grain here. This Marubuzo grain here. If you don't know what a Marubuzo grain is, a Marubuzo grain is a major bullish candle and that almost has no wick, right? So this is a Marubuzo grain, even though it has a little wick, but it can still be categorized as one. And once price comes to this particular point, we expect price to actually push away from this point, giving us a low, right? So that low is where we are taking our buy. So once price gets here and then begins to push away from that point, it would have triggered our buy. How do you buy that way? You buy that way by using a buy limit order. A buy limit order takes your trade at this particular point. Our stop loss for this trade is going to be around here because I know that this is the next level of resistance once price gets to this point and it's retest that particular level. So our stop loss, I mean our take profit rather, for this trade is going to be around this particular point. So for Euro USD, our preference is a buy preference. Our entry is so the entry for the buy limit order, the price. The buy limit price is going to be at 1.18410. Our TP for this trade is going to be at 1.18936. Our stop loss for this trade is going to be at 1.18054. That's for Euro USD. Let's quickly do EURJPY. All right, so on the daily time frame, EURJPY is actually looking at breaking this particular level of resistance here. it has been doing this for some time. We don't know if this is going to be. This is looking more like a hanging man, though. This particular candle here, if this ends up like this, but this is on the daily time frame, so we can't be sure. We've already seen this bearish engulfing pattern already. But it's also looking as if price is resisting that particular point, and the bullish momentum is still very much up. If I draw a trend line to respect this right now, you see that price is still respecting that bullish trend line momentum there. So on the 1 hour time frame, this is still looking very bullish. We're looking majorly at a break at 1.186.213. Now, if I move to the 5 minutes time frame without wasting time, if I move to the 5 minutes time frame very fast, we have seen multiple pin bars around this zone. We have seen a bullish engulfing pattern around this zone. If we take our trade now with a stop loss just below here and a take profit at, of course, this major point, we are going to be doing a 1 ratio. Let's see. Our take profit is 32 pips. Stop loss is at 20 pips, about 1 ratio, 1 point something, but that would give us some very, very good entry for this trade. For EURJPY, guys, we can look at entering immediately. I'm going to be taking this trade immediately. Instant order for EURJPY. EURJPY, you can take an instant buy. Let me quickly jump into this trade. Give me a minute. EURJPY instant buy, stop loss 185.620. Take profit 186.141. Mm, 0.5. Wow. Modify your order if you've taken that trade. Modify your order if you've taken the trade. Stop loss one more time is at 185.620. Our take profit for this trade is at 186.141. 186.141. EURJPY, we took an instant buy. Our stop loss order is at 185.620. 185.620. Our take profit is at 186.141. For Euro USD, rather, we did what is called a buy limit. We're expecting price to drop here and then from here peak to the upside. Our buy limit entry price is at 1.18410. Our take profit is at 1.18936, while our stop is at 1.18054. Lastly, we're going to be looking at D30. But before we look at D30, I've actually created a content, I think that was last week, on how to use ATR. Many of us don't know how to use ATR using ATR for stop loss. It's a very, very good tool. So meaning of ATR is average true range. It's a very, very good tool when you want to actually do a very good stop loss, mostly for gold that is very volatile. With an average true range of 14 14 periods, you can actually have very, very good stop loss levels on gold that will not easily be triggered. At the same time, will not be too far. So there's a way to go about it. There's a way to go about it, and there's a very good strategy you can use. I think I've created that content already. We're going to be posting it probably this evening on TikTok and on YouTube. So you want to actually check it out and see if it's something that you can actually use that can be useful for you probably in your trading journey. Now, this is D30. D30 means 40 companies in Euro, actually. They actually updated it some 2 or 3 years ago, but some liquidity providers still, like our liquidity provider still knows it as, or still offers it as D30. It's still, it's fine. But what does it mean? It means that we are actually buying into the basket of 40 major companies in Europe, in Germany, majorly, which is also part of Europe. These companies include one of the, some of the biggest banks, and also Volkswagen and other companies. So it's very, very important that you take note of that because they are very volatile and can be very profitable. At the same time, of course, if you don't know what you are doing, you can also, don't you can also lose a lot of money in a very bad trade. So you need to actually have a very good knowledge of how it works and what you can do on it. Now, today, of course, if you look at the daily time frame, we have been seeing a major consolidation, which is not look at breaking out anytime soon. Price is still consolidating around that level. We have been seeing this trend line as well, pushing away from this particular point. So if I mark this back to this upside, we can see this happening majorly on D30. From the 4-hour time frame also, you can see that price has been really, really respecting that trend line. At the same time, price has been respecting this level of resistance too, right? So currently price is also almost close to that level of resistance, and most likely than not, we should be seeing price pushing to the downside anytime soon. So for people who trade D30, and if you want to look at trading this instrument, you want to test it out today, guys, let me give you the entry, one of the entries I'm looking at right now that you can also take advantage of. So if you look at it from the 15 minutes time frame, you discover that price. Okay, I think let's look at it from the 1 hour time frame. So from the 1 hour time frame, of course, we don't know yet if this is where this wants to reverse from. We don't know if price wants to reverse from this particular level, giving us kind of a head and shoulder pattern, this being the head and these two levels being the shoulder. We don't know yet, right? But we do know that price might get to this point again, and then before we see a major reversal to the downside, we don't know what's going to happen. But what we do know is if price is going to go down, it has to break this level of this level of support. It has to take out this level of support. If it must go down, it has to take out this level of support. It doesn't have choice, right? So what we are doing is we're not really concerned about if it's going to be going up from here to retest this particular point again, or if it wants to actually push away from here for us to take a sell. Don't confuse yourself. Don't stop yourself getting all those details. If you cannot see it clearly, then it's not there, right? So what you can see clearly is that there is a level of support here. And the way price moves is that if it's going to go down, it has no choice than to take out this level of support and probably give us a retest of that level. This support now becoming a turncoat resistance. So what I want to do is I want to pay attention to this particular level at 24785.0. With my stop loss still around this point, and my take profit is going to be way around here. So this is going to be like a 1:1.5 trade, right? So for D30 is very simple. What you want to do is so we have the what's it listed out here? D30 euro. So D30 euro. The preference is a sell preference. Our entry is a close below 24785.0. 24785.0 with a TP at 24535.8. Our SL is going to be at 25018.2. 25018.2. So TP is at 24535.8. SL is at 25018.2. And take profits. Sorry, entry price is at a close below 24785.0. Now, if you are an experienced trader, if you are experienced, when I mean experienced, you understand how price works, then you should also be paying attention to 25018.2. You should also be paying attention here. It's very, very important because price could actually get here, and this can be a very, very good entry price. I mean, entry level for you for that sell. All right. And then if you are very good also in scalping, you can actually trickle this down to the 5 minutes time frame and actually look at levels around here. You can actually look at levels around here. You can actually look at levels around here, right? If you are if you are very, very good in scalping. Somebody's talking about BTC USD. Okay, so majorly, let's quickly look at BTC USD very quickly as our last instrument for today. If for those people that trade BTC USD. So BTC USD price actually has been crashing massively. Massive crash. Currently, price is trading around 69,000 for BTC to USD. That's massive. And even this 69,000 is actually as a result of this pullback. Can we say this pullback? It's as a result of this pullback. Okay, so what do we expect? What do you expect for BTC USD today? Well, I'm expecting, because price already currently shrinking. Let me show you this on the 4-hour time frame so you see it properly. There's a shrinking of price right now on the 4-hour time frame, coming from the daily time frame. This is actually coming from the daily time frame. So what I mean by shrinking is that price is already we're already seeing this happening. And okay, let's do it the way it should be. This should be on a trend line level. Okay, where we can also have some minor, though I don't want to draw the minor ones, but we can also have some minor levels here, right? So let's just draw it anyway. So this is telling you that you're getting prepared for another explosive movement, actually. So when I say price is shrinking, or is anytime there's a consolidation on price, it means that price is preparing itself for an explosive movement. So of course, BTC USD is going to be exploding either to the upside or to the downside very, very soon. Now, where is it exploding to? That is the major question that everybody is asking. Where it depends on two things. Number one is the fundamental around this. What is the fundamental that's actually making price to actually consolidate right now? Right? It has been falling for a long time, but what is actually happening right now to make price to consolidate? Right? Number two is based on price action. Based on price action, what is price doing right now? Well, if you ask me, based on price action, the major movement is to the downside, because if you look at this, price is on a downward trend right now. It has been on a downward trend for days, right? Since September 2025, BTC has been on a downward trend since September 2025, from 124,000 per coin to 69,000. So this is not even about what's happening right now. It has been on a downward trend since September. All right, so this is still a downward trend. So we saw this consolidation happening here. We saw price push down. We saw the consolidation happen here, price push down. We saw consolidation happening around this point. Price went a little bit up and then pushed down. So of course, currently right now, we have seen price massively push to the upside to this particular point. And then we are seeing a major consolidation right here again. And most likely than not, we're going to be seeing price actually breaking that point to the downside. So what should you be looking out for as somebody who is trading BTC? Majorly, there are two major levels you are paying attention to. I'm currently on the 1-hour time frame right now, and you can see how price is respecting those major trend lines. There are two major levels that you want to be paying attention to. This could actually be the beginning of a major reversal. Nobody knows, but we can be sure only when structures are being broken and are being recreated, right? It's all about structures. So currently the structure is supporting a sell because price is currently on a downward trend. Number one, it has gone back to retest this particular level multiple times. It's not breaking it. And if price breaks this trend line right now, price could be giving you a retest of this untested level of support again. We could have this as a take profit 1 and then take profit 2. However, a break of 71,580 to the upside is going to be a major breakout for BTC, because this is going to be a break of a major resistance point, right? So if that happens at a retest, you can take your buy and then just leave the take profit open, because it means we might be seeing price pushing up. But it's all about the fundamental. That's why I'm saying that you can't be trading right now and you don't know what's going on around the economy, so you don't know what's happening in the United States, you don't know what's happening around this instrument fundamentally. It's too dangerous. I'm telling you, you can't really rely on technical analysis anymore. It has been clear. I've been saying this for years, but this year has made it very clear, right? So it's too dangerous to just rely on fundamental analysis. Technical analysis. You need to be very, very you need to be very informed, updated on what's happening part time in the economy of the United States, and not just the media, not just what you're getting from the news. Please go beyond the news, do major research, look at major things that are happening behind closed doors so that you understand what's happening. So that you understand what's going on. There's a lot of things that I cannot say here because this is a recorded live stream, but there's a lot of things happening that you can take advantage of as a trader if you are really, really informed. All right. So guys, what's happening with BTC? I believe that the price is going to pump soon because that's what always happens. But before that pump, right now, based on what we are seeing on the chart, is a sell, right? So if you are selling, what you're waiting for is a break above below structure. Already, price has actually broke. Is trying to break this. Is attempting to break this on the 1 hour time frame. You can see the attempt to break that level on the 1 hour time frame. Once you see a very good break, so if you go to the 5 minutes time frame right now, we are waiting. You can see price try to break this. So let's quickly move to the 15 minutes. So we can see this now. On the 15 minutes, we can see this major pin bar. So if we see a break, so you can see what's going on here. A break, if this candle closes below, if this candle closes below 6973.09, then guys, this is more of a sell. Your stop loss, you can take your sell, your stop loss can be above structure around this particular point. Take profit, just leave it open and see what price wants to do. All right, and then you can break even at a particular number of pips if price break goes to the downside, right? But if price eventually begins to push to the upside and then takes out this particular major level, because this is a major level, price has retested this level multiple times. If it takes out 70355.97, then you can look at going for a short buy, a scalping buy on 5 minutes, maybe close to this 71580, and then jump out, and then wait for what price wants to do around here again, and then see what you want to do around that point. All right. But if price breaks this point, then take a buy, your stop loss just below structure, take profit, leave it open. But for now, what we are seeing on the chart, for Mr. Gilbert that asked that question, BTC currently is looking more of a sell than a buy. So please take note of that. All right, so that concludes it for us. This is 9:50. I want to really appreciate everyone who has been here. We've taken some very good opportunities in the markets. The Euro USD did not really get to our entry point. Almost got there. Almost. And price is pushing away right now, but it's fine. We also looked at EURJPY. Price currently is still not in major profits yet, still trading around that zone, and we are still waiting to see what price wants to do. We also looked at gold, a break above structure here, 5042.52. Our take profits at 5088.45. Our stop loss at 5026.01. And lastly, we also looked at D30. We looked at D30, where we are expecting price to actually, give us some very, very good entry for let me quickly check. Yeah, for a sell. If price is able to close below 24785.0, 24785.0, point zero there, and then take profits at 24535.8, stop loss at 25014, 018.2. And then we also looked at BTC USD, and we are also expecting a sell for BTC USD. A sell majorly. It's already looking very, very likely, right? You can see the pressure already for the sell. The only thing stopping it now is just this level. So once it breaks below this level, it's a major, it's a free fall to the downside. It's a free fall to the downside. All right, so I'm going to be taking this trade actually myself also. I'm going to be I've taken some of them already. I'm looking for gold also. I'm going to be taking gold. I'm going to be dropping my results, profit or loss, on the Telegram channel for us to also check and see. And then we're going to be meeting on Wednesday majorly. So please let me quickly announce this, because on Wednesday we're supposed to have the meeting. So please everybody take note of this. Wednesday we're supposed to have a meeting in the morning by 9 a.m. But because we are having NFP on that same Wednesday by 2 o'clock, we are not going to be meeting on Wednesday morning. I repeat, Wednesday morning, we are not going to be meeting. we're going to be meeting on NFP by 2 p.m. in the afternoon. We're going to be having the live stream by 2 p.m. Wednesday, there will be no morning meeting for Wednesday. There will be no morning meeting for Wednesday. So let's take note of that. There will be no morning meeting for Wednesday. We're going to be meeting on Wednesday by 2 p.m., not 9 a.m. By 2 p.m. on Wednesday, we're going to be meeting. All right. So I want to say a very big thank you to Mr. Adebayo. I can see Adeleke Bright Isaac. Thank you so very much. Aisha Joseph, one more time. Thank you so much for joining us. Anna, I see you. Mr. Abiodun, I see you. Joanne, I see you. Thank you so much. Joanne, I think it's your first time. I will also appreciate to see you more. Mr. John Malga at the top, I greet you specially. Mr. Kelvin, Midwest Felix, I see you. Mr. Gilbert. Mr. Gilbert, you're the one that asked the question on BTC USD. Please, once this candle closes below, just go for yourself. Stop loss where it is. Take profit, leave it open until you break even. Mr. Solomon, I see you. Susan, it's been a while. Thank you so much for joining us today. I see you. UFX Academy, I see you. I appreciate all of you guys for always, coming to the house. And I'm looking up, maybe next month, we're going to be looking at opportunities to actually host, to have co-hosts from some of us to actually share one or two. It's just going to be like a co-host kind of a thing where we're going to be allowing some of us to actually speak, and so it's not just going to be me. And then from next month also, we're going to be having varieties, like I keep saying. From next month, I'm going to be having other major market analysts join me on this program. Chisom, I'm going to be having Mr. Obina. I'm going to be having, I'm going to be having Pauline and, major other market analysts. We have a lot of talented people who have been making money in this market for a long time with us here. Combined experience is over 30 years. So I know that by the time they come on board, to actually also we're going to be bringing them in once in a while to actually give us their own analysis from their own point of view so that we can have variety, which is very, very important. All right, that's going to be from next month. Okay, so that we can begin to have some varieties in our webinars. But the major thing is that we're making profits and we're taking advantage of all this analysis to make profit. We're already working on something which we're going to be announcing soon on signals so that we can even be getting more signals. But that is going to be coming up soon once it has been properly initiated. Guys, I'm going to be saying a very big thank you and let's have a profitable week ahead. I'm going to be seeing you by 2 p.m. on Wednesday for the live stream on NFP. Before Wednesday, what do you need to do? Take advantage of the news. Make sure you watch your charts. Make sure you're ready for Wednesday. Make sure your account is funded if you don't have funds in the account. Make sure that you have an account manager if you don't have an account manager, and get ready for Wednesday. Let's have a wonderful day ahead. God bless you all.